In this video, I will talk about Boussinesq approximation, which is commonly used in fluid mechanics. The people who are working in boundary layer flows, they get this very famous approximation, and from that they try to find out the Buoyancy force. So we will talk about that in this video. First of all, we must understand what is the Boussinesq approximation. The Boussinesq approximation says that if you have a fluid, for example, if you have a fluid and there is a temperature difference, if we have a temperature T and there is a temperature T infinity, then if that temperature is such that it is too high and it changes the density of the fluid. So the density over here is rho and the density over here is rho infinity. And due to that density difference, you have a force, upward force, that is called Buoyancy force. That is called Buoyancy force. Okay, we will talk about that. So this is the approximation that has been used in Boussinesq approximation, that is called Boussinesq approximation. But remember that the temperature is not that high, which changes the viscosity and thermal conductivity of the fluid as well. So the viscosity, for example, will not change. Uh, it will change, but it will not as much change so that it can affect the momentum of the fluid and heat flux of the fluid. So the mu remains almost mu infinity, that remains the same. So viscosity does not change and thermal conductivity will also remains constant, will also remain constant. So this is the Boussinesq approximation. So it says that the temperature is very small. This approximation fails when the temperature is too high. In that case, you cannot apply Boussinesq approximation. Okay. In that case, the density will be a variable, and the density, you must find the density as a solution of the equation. So let me just talk about the Boussinesq approximation over here and the equation, and try to find out the equation for Boussinesq approximation. Okay, the first thing is, since we let me just write the very familiar way of writing this Boussinesq approximation. Usually the fluid mechanics people write this as rho infinity 1 minus beta T minus T infinity. They try to connect this with the free stream temperature, free stream density, so on and so forth. So this rho naught is also ambient density, and T naught is the ambient density as well. So how the density changes? The density changes when you change the temperature. So it means that the density is a function of uh, density changes with a function of the temperature. So density at T will be, for example, rho, and the density at T infinity, that can be written as rho infinity, just for the sake of simplicity. Okay, now by Taylor's theorem, the Taylor says that if you have, for example, density somewhere, and you want to find the density, for example, if you have a density somewhere, for example, rho infinity, then you can find the density of the fluid by taking a Taylor series. So what we do, so first order Taylor series expansion we apply over here. Okay, so the reference density is rho infinity, that is approximately equal to plus. How the density changes? Density changes with respect to temperature. So we have partial rho by partial T, and since we wanted to know this derivative at infinity, since we know all the things at infinity, so this derivative will be evaluated at infinity, and we have t minus t infinity. This is your independent variable over here. Remember that we have different forms of Taylor series. I think you should memorize Taylor series. Taylor series has different form. For example, one is this one, f of x plus h f dash x, first order, and another one is this one, f of x f of a x minus a f dash a, so on. Okay, so we have used this form over here. Now this becomes very easy now. So what we do, we need to involve the coefficient of thermal expansion. The coefficient of thermal expansion can be written as beta of T, that will be equal to minus 1 over rho infinity partial rho by partial T, and this is evaluated at infinity. This is the definition of coefficient of thermal expansion. Okay. What this tells us, this measures how much the density changes with temperature. So coefficient of thermal expansion tells us the measure of density change with respect to temperature. Okay. Now the next question is, what is this negative tells us? Since when you heat the fluid, for example, if you heat the fluid, you give a temperature, this fluid becomes lighter, and it actually goes upward. It has a motion upward, so it means it becomes lighter. So what we want to see when there is a decrease in density, since when something is lighter, then the density decreases, and when the temperature increases, in that case this quantity becomes negative. And when this becomes negative, this negative gives us the positive thing, and we want to make beta of T as a positive quantity. Beta T is the thermal coefficient, and it remains always positive. Now, this is clear to us, and from here we can write partial rho by partial T, that will be equal to minus rho infinity beta T. So we found the value for partial rho by partial T infinity, and we put that value into the Taylor's expansion. Remember that we are just taking the first order term over here, first order term, and the next term will be T minus T infinity square, so on, and there will be a second derivative. So I'm not talking about that. Okay, so what we do, we put that value, into the first order Taylor series over here. So we get what we get. We get rho is equal to rho infinity minus rho infinity beta T, T minus T infinity. Although this is an approximation, but we can also write this equal to the right hand side. And this rho can be written as rho infinity 1 minus beta T, T minus T infinity. That's how we write the formula. This is called the Boussinesq approximation. As you can see that there is a Boussinesq approximation. This is the Boussinesq approximation, and we derived the Boussinesq approximation over here. Now, the next thing you will be interested in to find the Buoyancy term, how to find the Buoyancy term. So what you can do, since you are measuring density with respect to the reference density, remember that in the Buoyancy effect, we must have rho g, since everything is moving up or fluid is coming down and so on. So we must involve the gravity as well. But we need a weight force due to the reference as well. So what we have, for example, rho minus rho infinity g, and we can just solve that. For example, we multiply this with rho g and minus rho infinity g, and maybe I can write this as rho g, rho infinity g, rho infinity g minus rho infinity beta t, t minus t infinity. And then I want to write this in terms of rho infinity g reference density as well, rho g minus rho infinity g. So this becomes rho infinity g minus rho infinity beta t, t minus t infinity minus rho infinity g. That will be cancel out. So we have rho g, sorry, this will not be cancel out. This term will be cancel out from here. And we have rho minus rho infinity g, and on the right hand side we have g as well over here, since we multiplied this whole term with g over here, g and g. Okay, so finally we get minus rho infinity beta t g t minus t infinity. So this is the Buoyancy force that you usually see in your paper, fluid mechanics paper. But remember that it depends on what kind of fluid you have assumed. Either this is a nanofluid, nanofluid, but for Tewari-Das model, and if you have a Bajerno model, then there is another term that can also appear in the momentum equation. But one thing which is due over here to tell you, when you add this term over here, you must add the minus sign, or you multiply this with minus, and this becomes positive. So this term actually appear in momentum equation, since you want to take this as a positive quantity. For example, g is negative, it is towards the negative y-axis. If you have, for example, this is x, this is y, and the fluid is towards this side, so the gravity is minus g, and the rho minus rho infinity, rho is probably less, density is low, and rho infinity has a density high since it is a colder fluid. So we have this whole quantity as a positive. So we want to see the positive thing over here. So that can be only positive when we have this whole term, can only be positive when we multiply this negative term. Thank you for watching.